12-year-old Alaska Airlines Airbus A320 gets sent to the scrapyard. Recently, a Twitter user from Marana, Arizona spotted an Alaska Airlines A320 being stripped for parts. The aircraft was only 12 years old when it was sent to the boneyard at Pinal Air Park in November last year. While airlines all over the world are sending the lion's share of their fleets to storage, most of the planes will be returning to service once demand picks back up. Not so for merely 12-year-old Alaska Airlines Airbus A320 with tail number N634VA. The plane made its last journey from Greensboro, North Carolina to Pinal Air Park in Arizona in November last year. It has now been cited as, well, a mere shell of its former self. The aircraft, built in 2007, belonged to Virgin America but was repainted with Alaska Airlines livery when the former was integrated with the latter in 2018. On average, an aircraft is operable for about 30 years before it has to be retired. So why would a plane barely approaching middle age be sent to the scrapyard? According to IATA, over 15,000 commercial aircraft have been retired over the past 35 years. There are several reasons why a plane could be taken out of service other than old age. For example, many airlines are gradually phasing out their Boeing 747s to shift towards a more modern, fuel-efficient and lower maintenance fleet. Sometimes aircraft can be decommissioned if new regulations render some of its parts non-compliant. And as we're seeing en masse, airlines may ground planes temporarily when demand drops over some time. The most likely scenario here is that the A320 has simply come to the end of its lease period with Alaska. While the airline would have simply handed it back to the lessor, it would then be up to them to decide what happens next. The lessor could well have been influenced by the current aviation downturn. Perhaps the company was planning to store it at Pinal Air Park until a buyer was found, but now has decided that it's better off in bits. To store an airplane at Pinal Air Park, run by Ascent Aviation Services, is not cheap. As reported by the Financial Times, parking a plane in the desert can cost up to $30,000 a month, depending on the kind of upkeep required. It's likely the lessor was keen to drive down this cost, given the challenges facing the industry right now. Pinal Air Park is a country-owned public-use airport located in Marana, southwest of Tucson, Arizona. Its primary function serves as a boneyard for civilian aircraft. It is the largest storage and heavy maintenance facility for commercial aircraft in the world, with a capacity for 400 planes. Constructed in 1942, it was previously known as Marana Army Airfield. Today, it makes for a popular storage facility as the dry Arizona desert climate mitigates corrosion of the aircraft. Most planes that arrive at Pinal can expect never to fly again. Rather, they become donors of spare parts to their younger relatives. However, some aircraft are sent purely for maintenance or short-term storage. For example, NASA has previously kept its space shuttle Boeing 747 here when it was not transporting spacecraft. The world's grandest storage and preservation facility in the world for all categories is right next door. About 4,000 planes are parked at the DAVIS-MONTHAN Air Force Base. The collective value of these aircraft amounts to $32 billion, according to Flexport. While some planes are stored here between deployments, about 80% of the fleet is kept to provide spare parts for other American government-owned aircraft. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the Simple Flying channel, and be sure to click the notification bell.